Hi everyone. Today let's test out the BetterSub Mug Press, which I've actually had in my storage now for months and months. I bought it because the Cricut Mug Press is like 300 bucks and I just can't justify for the amount of mugs that I might do for gifts and such. So this was only cost me $100 on Amazon. But I've been reluctant to try it. The instructions even say that you might have to go through a few mugs before you figure out everything correctly. So I don't like wasting things. I have a friend coming over and she's going to bring some mugs, and then I have some mugs, and we're both going to do a couple tests. And then it says working of a new machine may not be perfect. So please use a waste cloth to test and preheat several times more, then it'll work perfectly. So, in other words, the first few times maybe the machine doesn't heat to its full capacity or something. I'm not really sure. But what I'm going to do then for my very first time is I've got a little piece of printed sublimation image, which was a mistake from something. It's perfect for using for a test. And then I cut myself a little piece of polyester fabric, and we will tape it onto the mug first and then the print, and then hopefully it'll just sublimate onto the cloth, and any failed attempts won't really even be visible. So it came out of the box already all in one piece, which is nice. It's a nice heavy duty piece. Everything seems to be metal, so that's great. There's a handle here that you pull. It came with one extra screw, which I guess goes in here in case this one breaks. And it came with a couple fuses. There's a little knob here that you use to adjust the pressure in here. And it's my understanding that when you put this in here and close it, you shouldn't have any gaps there. So you can adjust the pressure until it's tight. But that is part of the process, apparently, knowing how tight to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this outside onto my patio because I have heard that it gives off quite a bit of fumes, especially the first few uses. And we will try using the dial here on how to set it up. And so I'm just going to tape on the image here and then move this outside, and we will continue there. All right, let me tape this down. Cloth down first. And I'm using heat resistant tape. Okay, so I brought it outside. I just plugged it in, and there's actually a little on switch over here. And I see it's just automatically already heating, but we want to adjust the temperature, and the has a very good manual actually of instructions and things. Tells you that for a ceramic mug we should do it at 360 for up to 170 seconds. I just plugged it in for the very first time. So I want to go press it once till it says P1, and then I use the arrow up and down. See, it was set at 390. So I actually want to go down. It said to use 360. So I'm going to go down to 360. It does have quite a bit of a smell, so I'm glad I'm outside. You don't have to do one at a time. You can just press and hold and it'll go up. Okay, so I want 170. Still unclear if I'm supposed to press OK after or if it'll just set at that. Will you press enter? It says to save, press and hold the key for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. So somehow I got it to work, so it worked. Okay, and now if I press OK again, that's the P2 setting. It's telling me it's set to 170, so it worked. also might affect your results is that if you're in a room temperature that's quite cool, that can affect your results. And it is, I brought this outside, it is March, it is quite chilly, so this may affect the results. But again, I'm only doing a test anyways. I just want to use the machine 2 or 3 times on a test run just to do what they said, that it might take 2 or 3 times before it starts to work perfectly. So that's the whole purpose of this, and I'm going to leave this for the 20 minutes that they said, and we will be back. Okay, so despite the fact that it is cold outside and I've been leaving this for like 20 minutes, it's been staying around the same temperature. It's pretty good, but I forgot to bring the mug inside. Now the mug is really cold, so I should have brought it inside, darn. So here we go. I'm gonna put it in. Careful not to touch it. Okay, and again, this is just strictly a test. And apparently you press enter to start the countdown. And I will say again that it is really stinky. So you might want to wear some protective equipment or do it outside like I am. So I'll come back on when we get down to the bottom of the counter. Okay, so it has quite a loud beep. You press enter to turn it off. And it looks like it made it back up to 360, which is good. Because I noticed that when the timer is on, when the timer is counting down, you can't actually see what's happening to the temperature. Because I understand that the temperature goes down quite a bit and then comes back up, which is part of the issue of it working properly the first time. So let this cool down. Okay, so I'm ready to try our tests. We're going to do a test 1 and a test 2. And so I'm going to wrap them onto the mugs now. And all you do is position it where you want. And I don't know if you noticed, but I did mirror it before printing it on my sublimation printer. Okay, and now I'm just going to work on taping this down. Okay, here we have first mug all taped up. And we're going to put it in the machine. Try to keep the handle even. And I'm going to press the button for the countdown. And I know you guys can't see the timer because for some reason it's like all flashy on the film here. But when we get down, so I'm doing 180 seconds. And I've actually put the temperature up to 385 because I'm outside. I think you're supposed to do it at 375. All right, the countdown. All right, so quite a bit of steam coming off of this. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out. Let's cool down a bit. Here comes the reveal of our first real attempt. Ooh, I see red. I'm pleasantly happy. Is it? Oh my God! It worked! Oh, wow! It worked! Now my actual Scotties themselves, I think my photos weren't that great, so they look a little blurry. That's not from the sublimation. They look like that. Yes! It's pretty good for our first attempt. Awesome. Okay, we're going to try the second cup now, even though the first one worked, but we still want to do it. And then press enter for the timer. There we go. All right, we'll come back and do the reveal. Okay, here we go. Reveal number 2. Awesome. Yeah, that looks good. Wow, so shiny, eh? So I basically started off in Canva for creating my design, and I typed in wraparound mug and these templates came up, and I used the Create a Blank wraparound mug. But basically I started with the one blank. I uploaded my own pictures of my dogs in here. I found, by searching in the elements section, a plaid background, added the background, and then I used the text here and typed in "Life is better with Scotties." Then what I did was I pressed the duplicate page button to get a second one, and then I deleted everything basically. Just saved me having to type in the wrap around mug again. And then this is my friend's dog. Uploaded pictures and found a, like, sort of a paint background. And there's my second, gonna be my second mug wrap. Now, I like to conserve paper, so I want to print as much as I can on my sublimation paper. If I was to print this one by itself, then I'd be wasting half my paper. So in order, I downloaded these. I don't mirror here because my profile for printing already mirrors, so I just prefer to always have it there, but you could turn this on and then turn it off in your other settings. But basically, when I send to printer, I am going to turn off the bleed because I don't need it for this one. I'm going to use System Dialog, and then my System Dialog is going to come up. So I just realized something. That, remember I was saying that I was having trouble printing it the size I want? So I had to reduce these individual sizes down to about 3.2 each. Well, I just put them back up to 3.5 now on both of them. I put them together and attached it so that they will print together. And what I did was, when the error here came up, I changed the paper size to 8.5 by 14. And now it's going to let me do it. Even though I am only going to use 8.5 by 11, it still is going to let me do it. So when I click Make It here, I just have to make sure that this part here does not go past my, 8.5 by 11. So it will, because I don't need these registration marks anyways, because I'm not doing an actual print then cut. I just want it to print, and then I'm going to cut these out myself. So that is one way around it. And that should work now. I've already done the mugs with the smaller print because I didn't think of it till now. But next time, that's going to be the way I'm going to do it. And I'm actually very excited about that idea because I was getting really frustrated with not being able to do it.